Welcome back to Living Local. Award-winning comedy writer Sean Leary dives deep into the odd times of the second half of the pandemic and dishes the dirt and the laughs in his latest book. And here to tell us all about it is the one, the only, Mr. Sean Leary. Welcome back, man.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
For your entertainment, there's a lot of pressure there.
Well, that's
so
generally what this is.
Yeah, generally.
Generally. Right. But, you know, before we dive into the latest book, dude, like how many books have you written?
57.
57?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, while you're playing patty cake with your friend Pedro, I was out here doing 57 books. So.
Well, you know what? Some of us have goals and some of us don't. That's why I'm here.
Some of us are trying to drink 57 beers. Others, you know.
You were writing books.
I do both. You know, I have like 57 drinks and 57 books, and so they kind of go together.
It's good to have goals.
Or, you know, multiples of 57s.
But so
like
your newest book, though, it dives into the chaos of the pandemic.
Yes.
And you cover UFO disclosures, which is wild.
Which is amazing.
It's amazing.
The government comes out and says, yeah, UFOs exist, and people are like what's on TV?
Well,
it's Tiger King.
We had Tiger King. We had Tiger King in the famous pickle wrap wars of the Quad Cities.
Cafe Fresh versus Meatballs, and everybody went absolutely nuts because the woman from Cafe Fresh came out and said that she invented, or you know, she was the first person to put pickle wraps on her menu, and then Meatballs went nuts, and there was like 500 or 600 comments of people going crazy about that.
Just bonkers. Was there something that made you giggle the most when you were
that
like
was
recounting
pretty funny,
it?
But like Tiger King, there's no topping Tiger King. The fact that became successful with all the bizarre things with Carol Baskin and the other weird twists and turns that happened with Tiger King, and I'm never going to financially recover from this. You know, I mean, that was great.
Do you remember I did all of Tiger King in 2 minutes?
Yeah.
And I've used it as an audition a few times because I'm like, because I was like, listen, I played every character in Tiger King, and somebody's like, did you? And I was like, oh no, I totally did.
Then we put that on quadcities.com.
Yeah, you did.
The other thing is that there's a story in here that I remember writing about Khalil finding a button on his shirt at Circa 21. That was the thing during COVID. There wasn't a lot of news going on other than COVID, and so I'd try and lighten it up. And people would post random things on their social media, like Khalil Hacker putting, "Hey, I found a button on my shirt at Circa 21." And so I'd write a whole story about it.
He
and a lot of those stories are in these books.
If you remember,
yes, the donut.
Sat there and ate a donut.
Sat there and ate a donut, and so I wrote a story about that too, because that was breaking news that he ate a donut.
Do you think we're far enough removed from that time now that you'll start seeing a lot more humor pieces being written about it like this?
Yeah, you know, as a matter of fact, Tristan, thanks a lot for setting me up there. I've got another book that I'm going to be writing, or putting together based upon the strangeness of the COVID pandemic and that entire time, because it was so bizarre.
Yeah.
And you know, you had the conspiracy theorists who are like, it's a great reset, and then there are other people who are like, oh man, I get some time off work and I'm just sitting here day drinking and, you know, binge watching shows. So it was a really odd time. Yeah. And there's a lot of humor that came out of it as well.
Right. And, you know, for someone like
Not to diminish the tragic things that happened, of course.
I
don't want to trigger anybody or whatever. But there's like there were a lot of like odd things, like Tiger King and the pickle wrap wars, and you know, all these other strange things that popped up.
And for someone like you who is, you know, kind of an observer of the human condition, are you just constantly, I guess during that time, were you just constantly writing things down that were entertaining?
Yeah.
Just to be like, I need to remember this? Because you seem like someone that journals or something.
Oh yeah, I do all the time. I'm always writing things, and it's odd because, you know, during any time where there's a big tragedy or something, people are always looking for distraction because they have a difficult time dealing with some of the larger things that are going on. It's kind of like now you see on social media where people are like, at one point when you didn't have that, people thought that they were unique and they had like, oh, there's only one person like me in the world, and then you see like there's like, you know, a whole like message group of like 800 people that are just like you. Yeah. And so I think people look for ways to make themselves stand out. Yeah. And the more they do, the more they come up with interesting and odd and sometimes funny things that they're posting. And so you saw that a lot during the pandemic because people had no choice but to kind of watch social media and to look what was going on there, because that's kind of where we were living. We were living online.
And I don't think we've even started to see all of the creativity that really happened during that time.
No, there's
I think a lot of people kind of held it close to their vest probably too, but I think as we move forward, I think you'll see more theater and films about that time.
Oh, no
and not necessarily the tragedy, but just the weirdness of it. Yeah. And the funny things that people were observing.
Oh yeah, it was totally surreal when you think about the whole thing. Yeah. And again, the story is being seen from different perspectives now, and I think that you're going to see more of a humorous perspective come out because, yeah, I mean, it's always tragedy plus time equals humor, usually.
In the latest book, does it have a narrative to it, or is it just a collection of stories that happened during that time?
It's a collection of stories that happened during the time. You've got both of these books are kind of taking place during the COVID time, and I'll be doing a book signing actually at Great River Brewing's Arts Market on the 26th of January.
Okay.
So you can pick up these 2 books as well as any of the other 55 other books that I've got published.
Well, let's talk about that. How can viewers get there? Is it the best place to go to your website?
Yeah, either SeanLeary.com or SeanLeary.net, or you can go to Amazon and type in a book. The ones I'd recommend, obviously, these are my 2 most recent ones. Every Number is Lucky to Someone is a collection of optimistic short stories that was almost an Oprah's Book Club pick. The Arimathean is about what if the 3 wise men were ninja wizards sent to protect Joseph and Mary on the road to Bethlehem. That one's really good. Subliminal Cartography is another real good book. Does the Shed Skin Know It Was Once a Snake is another real good book. So, you know, it just depends on what you want. I write in a lot of different genres. I kind of do whatever I want to, and so I go all over the place.
And they're available locally too in some bookstores as well.
They're available at the Book Rack, and you can get them at Barnes & Noble and BAM and what have you. But yeah, of course you can get them over Amazon and all the other online bookstores that have everything.
Well, I love that you came in to chat about it. I'm excited to check out the new book. And
you know, you're in this book. Your controversy about the Music Man review.
Oh,
is
well,
mentioned in this.
You know, that has resurfaced a little bit. But thanks, Mr.
And you can read all about it. You can see the hidden side of Tristan Tapscott, his reviewing
Nobody
shows.
wants to. Well, they do want to see
in this
that
book.
But thanks, man, for coming in. I appreciate it.
Of course.
You can find Sean Leary's work on Amazon, ordering from local bookstores, which we recommend, or by visiting SeanLeary.com. We'll have all those details posted at OurQuadCities.com. More Living Local continues after the break. Stay with us.